You can see under symbols, you have 176 symbols, devices 18, and window macro or symbol macro around 64. So if I open symbols, you will get different motor related devices or symbols. And if you feel that, okay, this is a symbol I need to use, so let me go back to the blank page, you can simply drag and drop that symbol will be available. And moreover, here you can see the favorite star mark. So if you feel that it is always I will use this particular symbol, then you can click on this favorite button so that it will store it in a separate location. So let me go back to the home. So here you can see the favorite area. So if I go to the favorite area, you will get the list of favorite symbols, and from here you can start doing your design. Let's try a simple motor circuit. I'm just dragging and dropping motor. The motor circuit will be, motor will symbol will be inserted. A breaker I will add the breaker. Now I need a contactor as a device. So this is added from your part database. So if I'm dragging and dropping, I'm getting a coil. I don't need the coil. I'll press next and I will add the 3 NO contact. And then terminal, and I'm adding terminal. Now you can see using this concept, you can create, you can arrange your symbols so that your design will be much faster. And if you feel that, no, already I have created a macro, even that macro also you can save it as a favorite, so that directly the macro itself you can call and you can insert in your page. This is always possible. Yeah. So this is about a favorite tab. Let me go back to home button. Next is tag. The same thing, you can, like favorite, you can tag certain devices so that it will be grouped under this area. So for example, here I have put a motor. So what are all the items for a motor circuit design? I have tagged here and kept it. So let me go to the tag again. Let's try to create a new tag. It is much easy. Suppose I need, after the motor, I need to create a power supply. So let me just search with power supply in my database. So it will search my symbols, devices, and macros. So under devices, I have this many devices. Suppose I need this Phoenix contact power supply for my design. So I will tag it. So I will click on the tag, give a tag name, power supply, and I will give OK. So that tag, it got tagged. So to connect the wire to the power supply, I need a breaker. So let me type MCB. So that under devices, I'm getting an MCB. Let me tag the same under power supply. So it is suggesting the same tag name. So I'm entering that. So if I go back to the home, here, if I go to the tag, now I'm getting the new tag, that is power supply, and under that I'm getting these 2 devices. So if you let me move towards the left, and now if you drag and drop, I will get this power supply, and you can drag the MCB and you can place it. So this, I'm sure this will help you to organize your different categories of design, and then you can design it faster using insert sender. Next, we have incorporated a new 2D graphic engine to our platform. What is the advantage? It improved our performance of 2D graphics. Using this, we are now getting smoother graphics. We can render it much better. So now the edges became more smoother, and your look and feel of your schematic has improved. Faster display of graphics, especially on DXF and DWG. So if you are importing a DXF file, sometimes if it would be a more graphical intensive file, in the previous versions, we were facing problems in moving, panning, and zooming and zoom out. Now it became much smoother using this new 2D graphic engine. Better display of text. Again, text became more smoother and more sharper. And if you select the devices, now you can clearly understand the difference. It will select properly. It will be the highlight of the text would be totally different compared to the older version. And better use of GPUs. if you have a better performing hardware, so now this new 2D graphic engine will try to use the maximum capability of that GPU and will give you the maximum output. So the idea behind this 2D graphic engine is to have a faster and smoother display of graphical object. I can just quickly show that. Suppose if you are selecting this device, now you can see the difference in selection. It is much clearer. You can easily understand which is selected and which is not selected. And moreover, if you are giving a bigger selection, the insertion point will be highlighted with a different color, which will be more clearer for the user. And zoom in and zoom out became much smoother compared to the previous versions. This is all about the 2D graphic engine. Moving on, we have new parts management. So our existing parts management is almost reached to the end of life. We were facing a lot of difficulties to incorporate more functionalities to this database because of the dependency on MS Access. So in this version, we have come out from that and we have developed our own internal object-oriented database. So it's a new technology and it is maintained inside Eplan platform itself. So using this new technology, we would be able to change a lot of things in our part database. The first thing is configurable display of part data. In previous versions, once you enter the part database, this will be stored in a static environment. That means different data would be available under different tabs. You need to switch over to different tabs and find out the relevant data. But here, in this case, the user can decide an overview display where he can bring whatever important properties he need to see. So that will be available there and it is customizable. You can create your own display schemes and you can bring the required data. Better access to relevant part data. For example, if you're working in a mounting aspect, so you need only the dimension details and macro properties, etc. for a part. So now you can create a scheme for that, and then you can only add that dimension related properties under that scheme. So only that particular properties would be visible for the editing. So this makes editing much faster. Tabs consolidation, we were having a lot of tabs in the existing part database. Sometimes the heading of the tab would be difficult to read. So then we thought of with this new technology to consolidate different tabs and give different views for the customer. So you can consolidate it, and under that consolidation, you can decide whether you need a list view or tree view, and you can create again the schemes, different types of schemes for specific display settings. More flexible use of space. In previous case, it was a static and file-based design. So there were a lot of limitation to give the space for certain text content. For example, there is a big description. Sometimes it would be difficult to read that description due to the limitation of the space. Now user can decide. It's a grid design now, so user will get more flexibility to increase the space for certain properties. I can show you in a moment. So to summarize, we have created a object-oriented parts management for better performance, flexibility, and scalability. Let me show you under master data, you have the parts management, and the parts management related settings, you will get it outside. So you can directly go to the settings and do the general setting for the parts. And here you can see always we are still supporting SQL Server. And apart from MS Access, now we have internal object-oriented database of Eplan, and it is managed with a specific file extension. So now let me go inside the part database. So this is the structure. So left side, there is no much change. You can see the same product group, product subgroups, etc. But right side, you can see there is a change. Now you are getting first an overview location where the important data will be displayed. And here you can see this is controlled with a scheme, which means user can create always new scheme and he can decide what to be added here. And utilization of space, for example, here description is a long property. So you need to have multiple lines for the description. Here you can have an option to customize it. So you can give the row width, maybe I will give 4, then immediately you can see